Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasy, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
Every once in a while here at the Midnight Readers, we take a break from our current books and go a little off the shelf. These bonus episodes are where we step outside of the story and talk about interviews, book trends, our other fandoms, and whatever else is happening in our brains that we absolutely cannot keep to ourselves.
Think of it as the moment when the book closes, but the discussion definitely doesn't. Sometimes we analyze the industry, sometimes we spiral about our favorite authors, and sometimes we just go completely off book, because sometimes the most interesting discussions don't stay on the page, and neither does this podcast. Welcome to Midnight Readers Off the Shelf.
In this episode, we're stepping off the shelf to break down Sarah J. Maas's recent interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, where we'll be discussing the biggest takeaways, the fandom's reactions, and the comments that will definitely fuel conspiracy theories for the next several years.
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes the entire Maas universe, any interviews and statements by the author, and fandom discussions. Sorry in advance, like the books, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also join our growing community on Patreon for bonus content and more.
All right, so the book community is just buzzing about this interview. It's pretty much taken over my Instagram for the last several weeks.
I've seen it everywhere.
From speculation about whether or not it was going to happen, to it actually happening, to talking about what actually was said. So, I mean, everybody was just so excited and still is. And quite frankly, I think it's because we rarely get any news from Sarah J. Maas herself.
Mm-hmm.
Like Crescent City 4, House of Flame and Shadow came out in early 2024. And most of the news and teasers from that, I think, came from the publisher. And it's been since February of 2021 that we've had our last ACOTAR book. Although we did get an Instagram post 7 months ago about ACOTAR that we will definitely be discussing. But I wonder why now? Why, if this book has been in the works, especially with the what is it? It's March and we're getting a book in 7 months. I wonder why it's now and why it wasn't announced earlier. So there was more time, and why it was on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Her announcing this on the Call Her Daddy podcast is kind of surprising to me. I don't know. I think after watching the episode, it kind of made more sense because Sarah J. Maas is such a girl's girl. I don't know. She definitely, when she said she was a popular girl, I was like, that makes sense. And I mean that in a good way, not necessarily in a bitchy way. But it was great. I thought it went great. I mean, they seemed to hit it off easily, and she said that all of her friends were excited for her to be on the podcast. So I guess it was it worked out the way that she wanted, you know?
Yeah.
She seemed comfy.
Yeah, I really liked it. I when it first started out, I was the same way. When she talks about being popular, she talks about giving her kids sparkling water, or her kid asking for that. My first thought was, oh no, please don't let this ruin the books for me. And
not too relatable.
I'm going to admit, I did prejudge, and I was not super woohoo about watching the rest of it, but I did, and I slowly fell in love with her over the course of the podcast. I thought she was just fucking awesome. So yeah.
I wonder if, because a lot of authors lately, and this could have been in the past, I don't know, but a lot of authors like Rebecca Yarros and Callie Hart and Pin Cole, they've all been doing several interviews on podcasts recently and making announcements via that. And then there's also, Taylor Swift announced her latest album on a podcast. I wonder if that influenced her at all about how it seems to be
I mean, I definitely
more and more
think
popular.
I also think that a lot of Sarah J. Maas's fans are in the surprising, how do I say this? I think a lot of fans of ACOTAR are a broader audience. And I think it's reached such a mainstream that it kind of makes sense for her to be on a podcast like Call Her Daddy, as opposed to maybe a smaller podcast or a more niche book podcast or something like that. Whereas Call Her Daddy has, like, I don't know, celebrities of all kinds. So,
I felt like, too, she specifically talked about the fact that she was going to do things differently. She no longer had to follow the rules that publishers set and things like that. And so I think this was her way of, or it seemed like kind of her way of being like,
yeah,
I'm going to do this my way, and you're just going to have to live with it. Not to the fans, but to, I guess, publishers,
right.
agents, things like that, which, again, I thought was pretty fucking awesome, because quite a few of the things she talked about in the interview supported that. And I loved it.
Totally agree.
I will say, I saw a reel the other day on Instagram about, like, it was just this comedian, and he was like, you know, romantasy is just so interesting because, you know, you can have a book with this plot. And I was like, that's ACOTAR.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to say the name of the book. And people cheered, and he was like, yeah, that's how popular this book is. That's an actual plot, and people know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's reached levels of, like, Harry Potter, you know what I mean? Hunger Games, other major series that, like, they talked about in the episode, other romance authors have not reached. I mean, we have big series like Twilight, and I mean, there's other things, but they're not in the same category, and they're also not nearly as good as ACOTAR is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. But let's go ahead and get to the big news, which is that we are getting a new ACOTAR book. And not only one, we are getting two.
but they're parts of a giant book.
Yeah, but they are parts of a giant book. And there's going to be a third we just don't know about.
Yeah.
The date.
Hold the phone. How the fuck, Brittany, are you not mentioning the one fact that I thought you would be like, whoa, that she talks about K-pop demon hunters and that she will never let that go? Come on now.
That's in her writing life and fans.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah,
I was like, oh my god, K-pop Demon Hunters has infected the US.
everything. But yeah, so I tried to do categories. My notes were kind of scattered. I should have done it like Lily, but it is what it is.
I just live reacted. I was like, I'll treat it like a book.
But she did say that she is on deadline right now, and that she still needs to write part 4 of this giant story that no glue in the publishing community could ever hold together.
I don't know. I think we could make it work.
I mean, think about it. Those Zodiac Academy books.
Yeah.
We would see them at the library and the pages would be falling out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, thinking about it, where I work currently, we have giant books like that you can barely hold, and they are awful. I will be honest. Like, it's totally impractical.
But we are getting supposedly book 6, and this is a nitpicky thing for me. What happened? Like, it's book 5. It's book 5.
Why? Because you don't count the novella?
Because the novella is 3.5. It's generally how that, and that was even how it was always labeled on Goodreads until recently. They changed it to book 3 or book 4. And then ACOSIF was changed to book 5.
I am going to say, though, I like 5. I don't know why, but I like Nesta in 5, so I need it to remain book 5.
She's like, in my mind, it makes sense.
But,
Brittany's like, fuck no.
No, I need it to, it's, ACOTAR is book 1, ACOMAF is book 2, ACOWAR is book 3. Then there's that novella that you can or can't, like, you can decide not to read it and go into ACOSIF.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do think that most people consider it a part of the canon, though, and now people read it, but...
Well, I mean, like, novellas are always part of the canon if the author writes it. They're not considered, you don't have to read it to understand the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get major character introductions in A Court of Starlight and Frost, or is it Frost and Starlight?
And Starlight.
This is how often I read that book. But it bothers me. It bothers me.
But this book is going to be, so she said it's going to be 4 parts of one huge, gigantic story. So I guess to her, it's less like ACOTAR in that it's not a series. It's more like, this is one book that I have to break up because this is just the way the publishing industry works.
Yeah, I feel like so we read from...
How do I hear these things the wrong way? You said it's 4 parts?
Yes,
it's 4 parts.
Book 1...
The fuck do I have 3 parts to one massive story?
Book 1, that's coming out October 27th, is going to be part 1. Mm-hmm. Book 2, that is coming out January 12th, is going to be parts 2 and 3.
Oh.
And then book 3 in this story will be part 4.
Right.
Okay. Well, then at least I did listen. I just called my parts different things. Okay. Fair enough. Sorry.
You called your parts different things?
Well, I called, those are 3 parts to me because it's 3 things that are coming out versus like actual 4 sections. I don't know.
But she did say that part 1 is about 400 pages long, and parts 2 and 3 is listed on, I think, the Barnes & Noble website. I can't remember if it was that one or another one, but around 900 pages.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited because I feel like there's going to be so much in these books that we are just not ready for. And I can't, honestly, my brain can't even fathom what else she's going to write because I feel like it is so, well, it's quite neatly finished. You know what I mean? Not that all the questions are answered, but more that it ended in a good place. So I'm wondering where we're going to go.
Well, I mean, she did have some short stories about Azrael and Elaine, which I like to not just disregard because it aggravates me. That man does not belong with her. And I hate that he kind of, in the story, it feels like he's trying to force a relationship with her, not like as in sexual assault. But she did not give us a title for these books, which is, and no cover, even though she said that she's kind of seen them, and no point of view.
Yeah, the POV thing got me. I was like, what do you mean it's a surprising POV?
Yeah, she was like, I was taken aback by this POV. And I'm like, is it Eris?
I hope it's Lucian.
But see, I expected a book from Elaine and Lucian. And I expected a book for Azrael and Gwen. And I kind of expect a book for Moore and Emery. I don't know. I was just like, who is this point of view going to be? It's obviously not Tamlin.
I was back and forth on whether I thought Elaine was going to end up with Lucian or Azrael. I keep going back and forth on that because I thought for sure she was going to force us into the Lucian and Elaine side, which I don't really know how I feel about either relationship because I'm not a huge fan of Elaine. But I do think she kind of let slip that it seems like she's not going to go the Lucian Elaine route. At least that's what she seemed to imply. Yeah. She could be lying to us.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the nature making a mistake?
Yes. Yes.
That would make sense.
I understand that. That is something she would totally write. Because she said that she likes to talk, like think these things through. Like, you know, what if you're hiking and you get your period? And she discussed those things in like Throne of Glass, where I don't know if I've ever read a book before that where somebody had a character that actually had period issues.
Yeah.
In the middle of a fantasy.
Is so dear to my heart. I was so glad they talked about it so much in the interview. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense too. And how did you feel about her description of Elaine and everything that she's gone through? Because it actually made me like Elaine a little bit.
it makes me understanding a little bit, but at the same time, I could only sit there and be like, "Ooh, you get to live longer." I wish I had that problem.
I mean, as far as what Lucien like represents to her, that why she would not want to be with him, I felt like really hit home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, yes, I do understand that. He did play a major part in kidnapping her and having this traumatic experience happen to her. The problem is that I just don't like Elaine. And I like Lucien. And
same here. I'm not an Elaine hater, but she's just not my favorite character.
My thing is, like, okay, yeah, you went through this trauma, but so did everyone else. Process it. You need to process it. And if you're not going to do that, stop just like sitting back going, "Oh, woe is me." And for me, her trauma is literally she was turned into a being that is superior to being human, but she's been taught to hate. And maybe she should use this as a, reflection of how you shouldn't just hate people.
I don't know. I think the way she framed both Elaine and also Tamlin in her interview made me think about it a little bit more. I think for Elaine, when she said that she was in a new body and that she had to fight her feelings against this guy who, put her in this situation, and then she just pops out of a cauldron and suddenly she's supposed to be in love with him. I definitely understood her a little bit more. I'm not sure why it never really hit me like that before, but the way that she said it, I had a little more sympathy for Elaine in that moment.
Yes.
Now, do I still really care about her story? Questionable. But I still am excited to read it, I guess, because I just love her books.
Absolutely.
But then,
I would read it.
But for Tamlin, I guess I was a little surprised that I was not as mad about how she, described Tamlin, because in a way, he also went through some shit, I guess, even though...
He did, but we've always known that.
Yeah, I mean...
But I don't feel like that she lets him use that as an excuse.
Right.
She acknowledges it, but still, there is a responsibility there.
There's always the... I don't know if it's a euphemism or what, not euphemism, but like this thing in like victims become the victimizers,
right?
And you can choose that, and it's still you should go to jail because just because you had a traumatic past doesn't mean you can treat other people the way you were treated. We've talked about it before. I am very big on consent. I don't even like to touch people without knowing that it's okay, because I've endured so much non-consensual consent that I don't want to make anybody else feel that way. And yet he is letting his trauma just...
I am glad that she acknowledged that it would be difficult for some people if she chose to give him a redemption arc.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciated her discussion on that because, multiple women, we know many women that have had terrible experiences with men, and watching him get a redemption might feel like a bit like a betrayal.
Yes.
But
yes. No, I completely agree with you. I'm the same way. I think it would be a betrayal. I think it would be using up precious time that we could be learning about somebody else's life to give him a redemption that he doesn't really deserve. But I was just going to go for consent. When you're talking about consent, that kind of goes back to Elaine and the issue she has with Lucien, whether it's a better body or not.
Yeah.
She didn't consent to that. She didn't choose it. It was forced upon her.
Yeah.
And so even if it's something it could turn out amazing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Then so that when she said that, I understood why. Because at first I was like, why? It's a great guy. He loves you. But then it was like,
I felt the same way. Yeah.
I get it, because he took that from you. And how do you get past that?
Yeah. I get that. I do. And I'm not saying that she should have to be with him or accept him. It was more the fact that she's letting her trauma make her into a wet mop. I'm
sorry. Didn't we fight about this season 1 with Darcy?
Yes.
Did we?
We did.
Just saying.
But no, I mean, she
At least you guys are consistent.
my problem with her does not lie in her rejection of Lucien. I feel bad for Lucien, but I don't believe in people being forced into relationships.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly my problem with Elaine is,
you just don't like Elaine
being a wet wow.
Yeah. I get it.
She had a privileged life and sat back and let Feyre do all this.
Yeah.
And then one bad thing happens to her in which she is turned into the thing she's taught to fear. And instead of learning from it, she's comatose. And
I
she
do
may
think
change.
that we're going to see, I do think we're going to see some different things in the next books. I have a feeling. Because my mind cannot wrap around Azriel and Elaine, to be honest with you. But I'm hoping she changes my mind. Like, I'm hoping crazy things happen in this book. And I really want to see Eris.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? Eris
really?
and Elaine.
Yeah.
Eris and Elaine.
Oh my God. Eris and Elaine. That'd be such a crazy... Oh my God, that would be mind-blowing.
I'm really hoping it's more, though.
Because for me...
No.
But
more,
for me, I am dead set on Maura and Emery and Azriel and Gwen. I need those.
Well, she's into women.
Yeah, I felt like from Maura's description where she can't be herself was just an opening to a new book. So I feel like...
Yeah. Although I am so suspicious of her. I just don't understand her character a little bit. And I feel like there's a lot we don't know about her. And I'm wondering where that's going to go. What exactly does having the power of truth mean? What the hell are her other powers? Where is she running off to when people are not around? You know?
Yeah. And that could be why the book is so long, because we have to get to know her first and then the relationship and then her Scooby Gang, piece.
Oh my gosh. We'll see.
Just saying.
It does bring up the question of what are the storylines that we have left open from ACOTAR, which we have Koschei? I'm not sure I'm saying that right. It's been a while since I've listened.
What's the spelling?
Koschei.
I do not even recall this character.
It's the guy that turned the princess or the queen into a swan person.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Not swan, bird.
Oh man. I don't remember anything about the queens. Like nothing. We'd have to read this for the bajillionth time, which we haven't done it on the podcast. And I'm wondering, will we ever? Will we do it so that we can do the next books?
I was actually going to suggest that.
I don't know. I think maybe we should. It's going to be a long read, though.
It would be.
Yeah.
So, and then there's Baron, who also kind of just got left off. And I feel like if this does cover Elaine and Lucien, he might be brought in. And maybe Eris, too.
Yeah.
Maybe they can overthrow that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. I think about Eris a lot. I don't know why. He got under my skin. At the end there.
You're not the only one. So many people have been like, I want a book with Eris.
Yes, I need him in the books. But, anyways.
So, other than us learning about, the big news, we did learn a lot about Sarah J. Maas's personal life and her writing life and her relationship with fans.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really interesting that she is also a playlist writer where she writes with music and is inspired by music.
Yeah, this was giving me life. The Batman soundtrack?
Yeah, I was like, do I need to listen to this now?
And specifically the Rob Pattinson Batman, I was like, okay, I see you, girl. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, what was she listening to? I need to go and listen.
Yeah, she was like, there were a few that were inspiring on this soundtrack. And I was like, what does that mean? I'm like picturing Jennifer Lawrence going, what does that mean? What does that mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. And then K-pop Demon Hunters on loop.
Yes. I think I love it that even like she
The
apparently
vinyl.
was so into it that she bought the vinyl.
Yeah.
And she sings it in the shower. And her child is like, Mom, we're over this.
She's like, we're never over this.
We're never over this.
I also loved personally that she said she had crystals on her desk and that she always has a Diet Coke. And I was like, this girl could be my best friend.
I thought the same thing about other things, but yeah, I was like, she also has a Labubu.
I said Charlotte would be so pleased. I don't know if you can see Charlotte from my Labubu is named Charlotte.
But I thought it was funny because or not really funny, but kind of sad that I came across a fan who heard this about the fact that she has crystals on her desk.
Icon behavior.
And she decided to make a reel about how she didn't feel like she could read Sarah J. Maas's books anymore because the crystals went against her religion.
Just the crystals?
Yeah.
Apparently. I was like, have you ever read her books?
No.
Like,
That's what these people do. They haven't read the books. They don't care about the books, but they want to inject their dumbass shit. Like,
Well, it's first of all, it's cognitive dissonance because, bitch, did you read anything? Do you know anything else about the Mossverse? And then two, it's like, I swear to God, and they talk about this a little bit in the interview, but like people will find a reason to shit on things women love for just because they can, just because it's something that women are into. It doesn't matter if it's smut, romance, crystals, Labubus. If a woman loves it, then there's going to be someone out there that's like, this is stupid and childish and I don't like it and blah, blah, blah.
How can you fangirl over that? Ugh.
So people will look for any reason to discredit a woman.
yeah.
Yeah. And it is quite frustrating. And I was just, when I saw that video, I was like so ridiculously sickened because I know several people who are part of her religion and really enjoyed the books because they're decent people and can, disassociate. And the fact that fantasy is fantasy. It's got magic.
Yes.
It's got crystals. It's got manifestation and all these other things.
It's like, listen, if that's your issue, okay, but don't make it my issue.
Yeah.
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 The other thing that I thought was funny, other than the Diet Coke, she likes to have not flaming hot Cheetos. She likes
Regular
to have
Cheetos.
Which, me too. I love Cheetos. And she is
You
so
do
right.
love Cheetos.
Literally, you cannot eat them while writing or, anything else. But
I did appreciate that Alex was like, you have to try the flaming hot Cheetos. They're my favorite.
I was sitting there listening and I was like, now I kind of want to try a flaming hot Cheeto.
Have you never tried a flaming hot Cheeto?
I've never tried one.
Oh my God, what is with you people?
Well, because I have my food stuff, like a fear
You're very particular.
Yeah. And especially now that I tried that salsa with y'all. And I'm
so proud of you.
I do love that she talked about her fan interactions and how like people don't really come up to her and talk about, specifics. I mean, they do talk about the books and stuff, but it's mostly like what the books meant to them and how they helped them and how, like we were talking about with Math and Tamlin.
Yeah. Women saying that they left their husbands after reading ACOTAR and how it has helped them understand things about their lives. And I mean, I know me personally, Nesta is a character that resonates so deeply with me. And when she talked about it on the podcast, that it was all stuff that she had been through and it was very reflective of things that she went through, I wanted to cry again. When I read the end of Silver Flames, I was like tears streaming down my face. I took like a walk to be away from everybody so that I could finish it in solitude. I was like, I have to have my moment.
Yeah. And for me, that's like I've, working at the library when I've been recommending ACOTAR to people, I would also tell them, just so you know, in this next book, for me, there was hard moments.
Mm-hmm.
That scene where she has a panic attack about being locked into Tamlin's house was very
triggering
for me.
Yeah. I mean, like, Throne of Glass, for me, the scene in Throne of Glass when she has the mask on her face.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that I am very claustrophobic, and I also have issues with being locked into places. And I had to, like, put the book down. You know, like, she's really good at reaching out to the reader, being relatable in a way that's scary and fascinating. I mean, she makes those books feel real sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's subjects that I don't think that a lot of books really explore. I mean, you've got, like we talked about, there's the things that she talked about, like periods and stuff, which I think is funny because she was like, I always think about how are these people going to the bathroom and whatnot. I was like, same, girl, same. We talked about it whenever Violet was writing on Taryn. I was like, how did she go to the bathroom?
And I was thinking of us because I was like, we also ask stupid questions during.
I was like, I love that she goes
discussion.
that much into detail, and because those are the things that I think about too when reading a book, and it makes you feel like, okay, so you're not super like crazy for thinking about how somebody goes to the bathroom.
I was thinking of Christy asking all the questions about how the knot worked, like in Mate and Bride. I was like, I mean, we literally just published our last episode, and I had just finished editing it, and I was like, this sounds like Christy. Like, I get it.
Well, I love that she makes them real. And you had brought this up when we did the trailer for season 5 and talked about, you know, sometimes there are characters that blatantly don't exist. They are so unrealistic. And then you've got others that you know these people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that even though she sets them in a fantastical world, that you know these people and you know that they feel real. They feel like people that you could actually be friends with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we did get a lot about her personal life growing up. And I do have to say, like, the whole time I'm listening to this interview, I'm like, me too. I loved Sailor Moon.
Yeah, when she mentioned Sailor Moon, I was like, okay, she's cool. And then she mentioned having an emo phase, and I was like, now, Sarah, how emo was it? Like, I was like, are we talking bullied in high school, or are we talking you just went through a little phase? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, how relatable are you?
I also was like, how emo? Because, like,
yeah.
I was the person who, I went to a new middle school for me. I went from one elementary school in one county to a middle school in another county, having known nobody. And then I got sick and was out for like most of that first year. And so my transition to middle school and high school wasn't the best. I was not the popular girl. I was the girl that...
Yeah, I was always in exile.
How do y'all remember that far back? I remember like the last year, maybe the last 2 years of high school. And other than that, I could not pick myself out of a fucking lineup from middle school. I don't understand. Like, my brain does not work that way.
Middle school was the worst years of my life. And then high school was up and down. But I was always an outcast.
I sat with the emo grungy crowd. And then of course I was on the cross country team. So literally and I hated tucking in my shirt. So literally the only thing that I would do is I'd wear my clothes and then I'd wear my cross country hoodie over it so that I didn't have to tuck in my shirt. And so that's what people saw me as, is the girl who wore a hoodie and jeans every day. And so no, not popular at all. The band members were actually the popular crowd in my school.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was so relatable hearing how she grew up reading the Babysitter's Club and the Boxcar Children, and how eventually she, like, the assigned reading, I assume, was boring. And
yeah, I mean, Also relatable.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I hated the assigned reading. I don't think there might have been one assigned reading book that I was like, okay, yeah, this is me. And I would read and I would find authors and I would stick with them until I finished all of their stuff. And then I'd move on to find another one. And my teacher called me out in class for only reading one author and not being more adventurous in my reading. And so
that's crazy to me right now because you're like one of the most well-read people in terms of like fiction books that I've ever met.
Yeah. And for a long time I stopped reading, and it wasn't until Harry Potter that I started reading again, and that was in high school, and I wasn't allowed to read it at home. Mm-hmm. And so it was school that provided me with my escape.
Well, I found it pretty amazing too, though, that when she went to college and she's going for creative writing, and then ends up,
which she was so right about that degree not actually helping you write. Like, I mean, anyway, go ahead.
I just love the fact that at any age, especially as a woman, but honestly, anybody, it's easy if somebody tells you you can't do it for you to go, okay, I can't do it. But I love the fact that with the teachers telling her, you have to do this, you have to do that she had enough self-awareness to be like, no, you don't. Like, don't tell me how to write. Don't tell me how to do this because I've already got an idea of how I want to do it. And not, I don't know. I just thought I think that's rare that you see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told that I was a good writer, but that, it was a big focus on short stories and poetry, and I hated both of them. I, too, wanted to write fantasy, and I've got several stories. I don't know if I know where they are from when I started writing like novel-length stories in 6th grade. And
well, it's fun. It's interesting because she talks about how she told an MA, she had an interview for an MA in creative writing when she thought that she was going to do that to give her some more time because her parents were pressuring her, like, you need a job. She said that she wanted to write fantasy and they scoffed at her. And it goes right into what they end up discussing in the episode, which certain things that are associated with women are dismissed. And they teach short stories and poetry and like the classics, and those are oftentimes associated with male-dominated fields. I mean, it's the same for history. A lot of things that are considered, that really probably should be considered outdated in some ways, not necessarily that we shouldn't study them, but more like maybe they shouldn't be a standard, or because it was a standard for men for a very long time. And when she started talking about how including any kind of romance or smut in a book makes people dismiss it, it's like, why do they dismiss it? Probably because it's a women's field,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other reason besides sex is a sin. So, okay, Christian thing. And misogyny.
And they want to sit there and compare it to porn.
Yeah. Which I have to be honest with you. Like, what is wrong with just being honest about something that not everyone, but people have done for millennia?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
we shouldn't be ashamed of our bodies and who we are.
And bodily functions.
Right.
Which, okay, the way she kept saying bodily functions in the interview was fucking killing me. Because you know how everyone always dogs on her for using the term...
The watery bowels.
The watery bowels. Like, and she talks like that in real life.
And the way that she described how if she ever met Orlando Bloom, she was like, I would start crying and pissing myself and shitting and ovulating. And I was like... And this is why we have watery bowels.
Yep, that was my exact thought. Like, oh my God, she's just like this. It's so funny.
I will say also that I love that she wrote Crescent City purposefully in mind because she wanted to cuss in her book.
Yes.
Which, again...
I thought that was fucking fantastic.
Yes.
Are just... bodily functions.
It's so funny to me because...
And I love the amount of cussing she does.
Yes.
My manager at the library, my first library, she loved Sarah J. Maas until she read Crescent City, and she was like, I can't even get through the first chapter because it's too much cussing, and I can deal with a little bit of cussing, but this seems gratuitous.
She would hate us.
You know what? Then you're not worthy to read the books.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not worthy. Like, step back to your mediocre life and fucking live there.
You fucking tell them. You fucking tell them because, bitch, they would hate us. They would hate to see us come in. Crescent City is one of my favorites. At least the first book.
Yeah.
Like those.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Bryce, and I feel like Bryce to me is such a fun, relatable character. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just, it kills me that Sarah J. Maas is a best-selling author. She's sold 75 million copies, I think it is. And yet she's kind of degraded.
Okay, quick thing. Is it Maas, Sarah J. Maas? Because throughout our whole fucking 5 seasons, I've been saying Moss.
Yeah, I know.
I always thought it was Maas, Sarah J. Maas.
I always thought it was Moss too, but it was pronounced Mass during the podcast. So
By her?
I don't know about they were like, I don't know if she ever said her name, but she didn't correct Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she said very specifically that she doesn't care how people pronounce her characters' names. Maybe she won't care.
She was like, I'm a reader too.
That we can't pronounce her name either.
I would like to pronounce it correctly. I'll look it up and see. Cause
let's not even get started on her character pronunciations. I mean, Kale. Yeah. I do kind of want to know though, because that's my pet peeve, to mispronounce names.
And I love the fact for Alex that she also called him Reese or Rice.
Oh, Rice.
Rice and.
Yeah.
Rice and. And then she was trying to shorten it. It was like, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I think a lot of people thought it was Rice and.
Yeah. It's the same with like a lot of people called Kale, and Chol and
Terrible.
Chol?
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all, you really didn't think his name was Chol, did you?
I hope not.
Dear Lord.
I can't say anything because of Rice.
I expect better of her.
I have the privilege of audiobook. Somebody else tells me how to pronounce it, and I go with that.
That's fair.
Yeah, see, that's where I get fucked because every time I get it wrong. I remember the first few books we read, every fucking time I would be like saying a character's name, and it was like, that's not it. It's like, God damn it.
It is such.
I need like a Kate or a John.
For me, it's like in real life, it's a pet peeve to mispronounce people's names because sometimes it's a microaggression. And so I'm like, no, pronounce it correctly. But books, I can understand because it's like if you're just reading it and you don't know how it's said, I mean, you're doing your damn best, you know?
So let's talk about one of the hardest things that I thought was in this interview.
The pregnancy stuff?
The pregnancy stuff.
Dude, I got emotional.
I cried. I am already... My big thing about children is that I don't want to be pregnant. I'm terrified of being pregnant, of going through that, of the fact that, you know, a lot of pregnancies end in death. And
her explaining it to the readers and to the audience really, to me, made Farah's journey so much more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And I'm a big, like, I hate the pregnancy trope. And I did not mind it in ACOTAR because the story wasn't told from Feyre's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of readers did. They hated the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they hate Rhys for not.
Which I don't understand. Yeah. It's kind of intense to hate Rhys for making a mistake.
Yeah. Well, they said ACOTAR changed their opinion of him a lot. And because she said they felt like she changed his character completely. And I was like, no, you're just seeing him from a different character's perspective. And
Yeah.
again, I also think that a lot of people who love Reese have rose-colored glasses on and think that he's perfect. So of course he can't make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that whole situation of her talking about how she wanted children, but she didn't want to be pregnant. She hated being pregnant, not feeling like she had control over her body, and the literal fact that the stages of pregnancy in our system are designed basically to make you afraid.
Well, it's like
for the entire time.
Well, and her experience with doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Them telling her that she can only gain so much weight. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
She's growing a person in her stomach.
I mean, she had such terrible experiences from what she described. And I think I don't know about you guys, but I think a lot of women have had an experience with a doctor and then gone to a female doctor. And then that doctor was like, what the fuck? I'm so sorry that they ignored you, that they didn't listen, that they did this to you. And now you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking to hear her talk about how he cut her open.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
awful.
He did it because he was lazy.
Yeah.
And I think it's really bold and like brave of her to talk about how awful pregnancy was for her, because so many women are expected to treat it like it's this beautiful, magical thing when, and just to be fine with the changes that happen to their body. And I was glad that, she reflects that in her own story. And then she also puts that into Farrah. I mean, and also any of her emotions that she feels like need to be broadcasted for women to see, like Aelin being a fire-breathing bitch queen, which we love her for that, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love how Sarah J. Maas writes women.
Yeah.
I do too. I find them so relatable.
Yeah.
Even with like Aelin, who is a 16-year-old. As an adult, I read her for the first time, and I can reflect on what I went through when I was 16, but also what I'm going through as an adult, and just connect.
Yeah. And I mean, I like how she talks about with women, what women deal with, and how you have to be sweet and nice and all these other things, that you don't get to have this array of emotions that you are supposed to have. And I love the fact too that she brought into the mix. So we a little bit what we talked about before, that with the mating thing, that nature made a mistake, that it was not something that just because you're told this, just because you're given this, doesn't mean it's for you. And I loved that concept.
Mm-hmm. I've experienced several times when I will get into a conversation and my voice will raise because I'm passionate about something, and I'm just told, you're yelling, calm down, you're being hysterical. And all I'm doing is trying to express emotion. And so, I really felt the whole rage. Like, you can't express it without being told that you're just some crazy psycho bitch. And there are women who will turn down a guy at the bar and they're called a bitch or punched or whatever because they politely said no. And it's all about.
That's what sucks as a woman. When you say no, you have to also be aware of everything else. Like, can this get me killed? Can this, now I have to be aware of what's going on around me. Just because you said no, that you don't, no matter how nice you make it, and God knows we will jump through hoops to make it nice.
Yeah. And so it's really nice to see these characters who don't have to be nice.
Oh.
They don't have to.
They don't. But to be fair, with Aelin, the reason why she doesn't have to be nice is she will shake their ass if they come after her.
Oh, I love Aelin.
Yeah.
Yes. And we did already touch on Tamlin and the fact that I don't think that he deserves a redemption arc.
No.
I really kind of hope that he doesn't get one. she did touch on Hunt and Bryce, and she was very surprised that people don't believe that Bryce and
some people are delusional.
Hunt are in game.
That's crazy. I had not heard. To be fair, I'm also not.
They want her to end up with Azrael, and she didn't know about what Lorcan did.
How could she not? The Lorcan thing, don't even fucking get me started on this. Do not. Oh my God. Sarah.
Okay, well, I hate to get you started on this, but I did not understand that part. I can't remember. What did Lorcan do and who was Lorcan?
I think you asked us this last time too.
Yeah. Lorcan is a Leeds love interest. He was the one who tore up his shirt so that she can use that
in
for
Throne
like
of Glass
period pads. And so
that's what you remember?
Yeah, well, he was also 7 feet tall while she was like 5 feet. And
she rides into battle to save him near the end. Do you remember that?
Oh.
And right at the moment when they're like sleeping in a tent together and she's like, kiss me. And she's like, and so Lorcan did.
It's not just kiss
and
me,
that's
though.
all we get.
She's like, touch me or something. Like it's a little more open than kiss me because it's like, she's like, I want to be with you or something like that. And he's like, and so Lorcan did. There's no smut in the book is what we're saying. She doesn't write out the scene of what Lorcan did.
I thought she meant, what does he do as a job? Okay, well then that makes more sense. I was like, why does it fucking matter? I need to go back and reread, damn it.
Oh, Christy. Yeah, our priorities are not in the right places.
Oh, man.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we need to go back and reread because my brain deletes this shit. It could be I loved the third book. That was my absolute favorite one. It's only
Air of Fire? Yes.
Second to Wonder. But it just, my brain will delete. Yep.
It's okay. My brain does that too. It's the chronic illness, girl. The brain fog.
Oh, man. What haven't we discussed?
Just the hot takes, I think, is mostly in the questions near the end.
I think it's funny that a lot of people reacted to Sarah J. Maas talking about Bryaxis with, she's a girl?
Yeah, she's a girl. I had the same reaction because I was like, oh, I didn't realize that.
Fear itself is a female. Just be aware.
And death.
Oh, there were so many things that Sarah wouldn't answer, like Moore's extra power and Reese's last name. And
she was like, it doesn't matter. People have so many questions, but she's acting like she didn't do this to us herself.
Yeah.
It's like Yaros all over again.
Although I will say, I've had those moments when I am thinking about storylines where I will just be like, oh, actually, that is perfect. It actually fits in perfectly this way because it connects to this and that makes this the reason why that. And it feels like it's divine kind of thing.
I get that.
And so not everything she does is like planned out in advance, but also, do I believe that?
I mean, she said Reese was not even intended.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah, he just walked
and then he walked up on the page and she was like, this is the guy. This is the guy.
Of course he did.
Oh, but see, I thought I laughed out loud when she was like, I released ACOTAR knowing that Tamlin was going to be what he was. And then
the tattoos.
People were getting tattoos. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'll reimburse you.
I'll pay for it to be removed.
I feel bad for them. See, if the series isn't done, guys, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, you never know. But I did like her point, even though she said that her husband was her first and only love. Mm-hmm. I did like her point that she was like, no, I think that women experience all kinds of relationships. They don't just generally fall in love with one person and that's it for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons I love throne of glass.
Because she falls in love with like 15 people before meeting Rowan, and he punches her in the face, and she's like, "You're the one."
Yeah, obviously my fave.
Oh, okay. So this is a hot take. If you were presented with the kiss, marry, kill, how would y'all do it?
The fuck, marry, kill. I couldn't believe that Alex asked her that.
Did I say kiss? I meant fuck, marry, kill. Yeah.
I couldn't believe she asked her that. I was like, girl, who would kill any of these men?
I know, right?
Do we have to pick?
You could always pick.
I can't have the Sarah out.
Yeah. I'll fuck them all. It's okay. And then I did love her answer to if Aelin and Manon and Bryce and Feyre all faced each other, who would win or something like that. And she was like, nah, they'd be besties.
Yes, that's the correct answer because we support women in this house.
Yeah. Yeah. And in Nesta's journey, she did say that it mirrored her journey a lot. And one of the things she said stood out, and to me especially, and it made me think of you guys, but she said there's nothing more important than finding a group of female friends who support you. And I was just like, I don't know what I would do without y'all. So, like, I really felt that statement.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
We love you.
Love you too.
I'm so glad we have each other.
Me too. Yeah.
I agree. What would we do without this podcast?
Yeah, right? So, who do y'all think is gonna... I mean, this is mostly for Lily, because I know, Christy, you don't listen to the audiobooks, but who do you think is going to narrate? Because she had Elizabeth Evans re-record all the ACOTAR series.
Which is really interesting, because I feel like, I don't know, I really love the ACOTAR narrator.
Me too. Although...
I wonder if she's going to keep her, though.
ACOTAR, she changed from Jennifer Ikeda to Amanda Lee Cobb, and then for ACOSIF, it was S. Nielsen. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she also did from Blood and Ash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her.
And if it was a different point of view, I can deal with a new narrator. But I just, as much as I love Elizabeth Evans, she will always be Aelin and Bryce.
Yeah.
For me, and I would like a new voice
narrator.
Or I'd like for it to continue instead of. I wish she wouldn't have re-recorded them. Like I said, I love Elizabeth Evans, but I feel like it kind of stomped on the original narrators, in my opinion.
I'm wondering if that was like a publishing decision, like she got a deal with a publisher and they decided they had to. I'm not really sure why she made that decision, because I did like the originals. I don't really think it will matter to me that much because I'm probably going to read them first as paper books. I think the first 3 ACOTARs I listened to on audiobook, I think the first time. And then Silver Flames was, I read it as a book and it was so much more impactful to me. And then I think I listened to it again later on audiobook. Yeah, no, I think I'm probably going to have to read it as a paper book first.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. For these 2 books, anything that you're hoping for?
I told you I want to see Eris. And I need some answers about Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to know what happened between Eris and Moore. I need to know.
What about you, Christy?
Same. Moore's. That's really the character I would like for these books to center around, but we'll see.
I also really want a happy ending for Lucien, even like no matter what happens. I need him to have a happy ending.
I'm sorry, what would you like for him to have?
A happy ending. I'll say it again for the girls in the back. A happy ending, girls.
I think he's going to end up with the queen.
The queen?
The one that got turned into a bird?
Oh.
All right.
Okay. I'm not sure your reasoning there, but
if we cover the ACOTAR series, I will point out my reasoning.
Is she going to stay a bird?
I'm not going to lie to you. If that happens, I'm going to be hella disappointed.
She's only a bird for like half the day.
Oh, so like a Lady Hawk kind of thing. Okay.
I think it's only half the day. I'm not.
The more I think about it, I see where you are coming from, but I don't like that. I don't like it. No. Oh man, are we gonna see Bryce in the next ACOTAR books? I think we are.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do know, like, she was asked about connections in the universe and if they'll continue to happen. There was a few characters also, and I feel dumb for not remembering them, but
like who?
I did not write them down. Cormac.
Vaughn? Cormac. Yeah. Cormac's dead, y'all. They were like, is Cormac really dead? And I was like, come on. Some people have
is he again?
Crazy theories.
I don't remember him.
He's in isn't he the cousin that helps? Is he a cousin?
Yeah, but I think that
he's in
find the body though, right?
Right. Crescent City, and he helps Rune and his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about? The crown prince of the Avalon Fae. He was Rune's cousin through his mother, and also a distant cousin to Bryce, because let's not forget, Rune and Bryce are related. And let's see. He spent his whole life thinking he would get the Star Sword and that he would go into the Cave of Princes and be proven worthy. And then he studied all the lore and he learned all the lineage, and then he didn't get it. This was, the ordeal. And later he ends up helping Rune and Ophion.
I remember him now.
He became Agent Silverbow or whatever.
Yeah. Wasn't he like engaged to somebody like
Sophie?
Sort of.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember him well because I think he's not a super interesting character. I'm sorry, Sarah. But he ended up breaking into the compound with them, and I think he incinerated himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The King of Hybern's name is Fred. Or Frank. Or
one or the other.
She was like, I don't know, it'll come up maybe. Who knows?
That's fine.
We didn't
Fred
touch
Hybern.
we didn't touch on that Instagram post like we said we would. So really quickly, she did post something like a notebook that said ACOTAR 6, and people were debating whether it was an arrow or a 6-8, and it like basically broke the internet. And I about died laughing when Sarah was like, I'm sorry that my handwriting was so bad that you couldn't tell. She's like,
so
I did
funny.
not mean to.
She's like, I was trying to be helpful here.
Although she could have stepped in before and like just been like,
no, she had to let us think about it. Yeah. How else would it drum up interest if she was just clear about everything?
Oh, man.
She was like, oh, no, they're frothing at the mouth. Well, I'm just going to let them do that over there.
just let them have it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
All right.
All right.
Well, anything else to add?
No, I'm excited for more. I honestly would love to see more interviews of her in the future.
Yes.
I hope she does more. I'm glad that she's in a better place.
Yeah.
Yes.
With her mental health.
Yeah. Although I do think that her mother-in-law,
she's questionable.
Yeah.
Picturing
she is
her son in these might drive her insane.
Yeah. Poor girl. All right. Well, I guess we will end that there. Thanks everyone for joining us for a bonus episode. Be sure to check back soon for more Midnight Readers discussions as we dive into more books, interviews, and the occasional off-the-shelf conversation. New episodes drop each week, and if you're looking for more bookish chaos in the meantime, you can check out all of our previous seasons and deep dives available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week, so please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.